When I started inCase, nobody was doing what we were doing. First mover advantage, I guess, first to market, new concept, new idea. And I managed to convince my wife to put all our savings into launching inCase as a separate business. So at this point, my own law firm is just over 3 years old. So it's still very young. And in its own growth journey. And here's me saying to my wife, I know we've just had another baby, and I know I've got a growth business, and I know I'm still a lawyer practicing, so I'm still working on files, but I really want to do this, and I managed to explain to her what I thought was really important, and I thought I could have a greater impact through inCase, through this platform. And with it being a new concept, nobody was going to lend. I spoke to, a few people, and naturally you go to your bank as well. But just because there was nothing there other than a business plan, it would be hard for people to invest, which I got. So we needed to get on with it ourselves. And the plan was just to see could we deliver a really good product, and could it make money, because we couldn't continue to do it. And another key driver behind actually launching inCase was my version at my firm did some great things, but it didn't do what it really needed to do to be a great product and solution. But my firm's young, didn't have the capital to do that. So the only way to do that was to effectively sell it, generate the revenue, not to make money as such, but to invest in the product to take it to the next level. Yeah. So it was all about that. And so it's actually all about making losses, really, and continuing to put the money back into the business, obviously staying cash positive. But then by the end of year 3, go through that classic J curve and make a bit of cash. And at the end of 3 years, it made 60 grand profit, nice. Which was great. And that then gave me the impetus to build a new business plan. And by this point, I'd proved the model. Some other competitors started to enter the market, which was great, really healthy. I like the fact that we have competitors. It keeps us on their toes and brings credibility to the offering as a whole. And then the bank were willing to lend. And that was really important, because once I got that cash into the business, we were able to bring the outsourced development development agency that we were using. We brought all the development in-house. We built a sales and marketing operation in-house as well. And the business then had a much stronger set of foundations to take it on its next journey, to the point at which we grew and got to a stage where I believed that all the business needed was a huge injection of cash, because it had the platform. It was just about rolling out. It was just about eyeballs, getting in front of potential customers and delivering, because the product was there. And that's when we went on the interesting journey of going after some private equity, which we managed to secure right in the middle of COVID. That was, yeah.
Was that all over Teams back then as well?
Well, no, because we were most of it was done face to face, but or over telephone, and I think we were using Zoom at that point, or had we just moved to Zoom? But it wasn't, because the whole process for me started in December 19. So this is before COVID. We even knew what it was. So we were just engaging traditionally, and late March when it did hit, we were due to complete like beginning of April. But you can imagine that hit and everything just went on pause. And I didn't hear for 2 days from our investors. But fortunately, they came back really quick. Apologised, actually, which I don't know, don't need to apologise. I know the world's just been turned upside down. Yeah. We said, we still want to do this. We've stopped everything else except yours. But now we're going to go back through yours again and do all the DD again. And we're going to,
great.
Put a host of people in on it. Yeah. And it was like, oh my God. Yeah. But we managed to get it away, 9th of May, I think it was, later that year. But yeah, that's when then everything went online. But again, we were already ready for that, I guess. I think they found it harder. Advisors found it a little bit. Our lawyers found it harder, signing the documents digitally. And I was literally going, you do know that my platform can do this, but this solution is a nightmare. I mean, it took everyone the best part of about 7 hours to sign documents. not read them, it's just sign it,
crazy.
because it was failing here, there, and everywhere. People couldn't witness it at the same time. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, because I think a lot of that stuff relaxed probably. I imagine during COVID, because I've seen a shift with that, and I know there are, and I don't know exact term. I know there's certain things that you have to wet sign still, even in this day.
Yeah,
but it's created a massive shift. Like I just said yesterday, actually, we had a face-to-face meeting, which we don't have that many of anymore, and I feel that's a little bit of a shame in some respects.
Yeah.
Because that's a little bit of the magic sometimes. That's how you get deals done, and and get to know people more than just a face bobbing around on a camera on Teams on a walking treadmill or whatever.
I totally agree. I mean, the one thing that I think I probably missed the most post COVID is the amount of face-to-face physical interaction with people, because it is far easier and far more accepted now to jump on a Teams or a Zoom call. And I get it, right? It's definitely more efficient. It's definitely more productive, because you're missing out that travel time, or you're not having to work the rest of your day around this one meeting that might be miles away. But certainly, I think there are certain meetings which can and should only really be done face to face, and that they don't need to be massive moments in the journey of your business that means you need to have a face-to-face meeting. I mean, I've got a number of clients where I'll say, can I come and have a chat with you about XYZ, just want to get some feedback, and they're like, oh yeah, should we do it over Teams? And I'm like, no, I'll come to your office. And they're like, oh yeah, all right then, that'd be nice. And I'm like, yeah, it will be. And then of course the first thing we talk about is they say to me, I wasn't sure what to wear today, because normally I'm just sat behind a Teams call and worry about what I'm wearing up top, but I have to think about my trousers and my shoes, and I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, but it's great to be there. And then of course what happens, which is great, is you connect on a different level, because I think the biggest challenge with Teams and Zooms is as soon as that's on, everyone feels the need to get into the agenda and on with the meeting. Whereas when you meet face to face, much like what just happened here, we spent just 20 minutes talking about stuff totally not related to today.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty, because you connect as a person with another person totally outside of the agenda that you're about to discuss. But it brings you closer to that individual. It gets them to understand who you are and you understand them. And if it is in a business setting, gives you confidence as to whether you want to do business with this person or not, because sometimes personalities don't align, and there's been examples where we've spotted that some clients don't align, and we fired clients because they just didn't sit with our core values. Sometimes that's the same with people, but it's hard to get that through Teams and Zoom.